Radhe Radhe. Today is Saturday, 10th February 2024, and here we are to present this recap video for today's Bhagavad Gita recitation class. We're progressing along our journey for chapter 10, and along with me here is Mummy.
Radhe Radhe.
You're going to see that we covered chapter 10 verses 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. First of all, as a reminder to those who are in class, or of course catching up through this recap video, also wanted to remind everyone that we did a tiny quiz question exercise at the very beginning, just to ask people to spot two words that come up very frequently, in particular, maybe throughout chapter 10, but in particular here for chapter 10 last time, verses 21 through 25. So we showed those on the screen. We'll let you discover what those words are. We had a good discussion on that, as well as some chanting practice. For today, chapter 10, verses 26 through 30, we'll first listen to one round of recitation, then learn important words in Sanskrit. Then I'll explain very briefly or list out important entities Sri Krishna represents, and finally do chanting one more time.
Verse 26. Ashvattha sarva vrikshanam devarshīṇāṁ ca naradaha gandharvāṇāṁ citrarathaha siddhānaṁ kapilo munihi uccaiśravasam ashvānāṁ Viddhi mam amritodbhavam Airavatam gajendranam Naranam cha naradhipam Ayudhanam aham vajram Dhenunam asmi kamdhuka Prajanaschasmi kandarpaha Sarpanam asmi vasukihi Anantaschasmi naganam Varuno yadasam aham Pitrinam aryama chasmi Yama sanyam tam aham Prahaladashchasmi Daityanam Kalaha kalayatam aham Mriganam cha mrigendroham Vainateyascha pakshinam. So let's see one word each from each verse. First verse we'll look at the word Sarva Vrikshanam. Sarva Vrikshana means Krishna is saying he is the best tree amongst all the trees. Verse 27, we will look at the word Amrit Udbhavam. Amrit Udbhavam means the thing which they got from the churning of ocean of nectar. Verse number 28, Ayudhanam. Ayudhanam means amongst all the weapons. Sanyamtam. Sanyamatam. That means amongst the dispensers of law. And verse 30, we will choose the word Kalayatam. Kalayata means of all that controls. Over to you, Gagan.
Thank you, Mummy. Let's look very briefly at what each verse represents. So chapter 10, verse 26, catchphrase here, people, person. People here spelled as that people for the tree, but also you want to look at it as P-E-O-P-L-E. Krishna being somebody who loves all of us, we love him. Social, people, person. Sri Krishna says, amongst all the trees, he is that people or the sacred fig tree. He says he is sage Narad. He says out of the Gandharvas, he is Chitrat. And out of the other sages also, he is Kapil. Chapter 10, verse 27, from a nursery rhyme you might recognize, all the king's horses, because Sri Krishna says he is the king amongst humans. Of all the horses, he is the best one, which is Uchahi Shrava. And amongst all the lordly elephants, he is Airavat. Chapter 10, verse 28, he is the Lord of love. He says first that he is the thunderbolt or the Vajra amongst weapons. Then he is Kamdhenu, the wish-fulfilling cow, someone we love too. Also then the god of love, the deity of love, Kamdev. And finally, amongst serpents, he is Vasuki. Chapter 10, verse 29, now we have the catchphrase, Lord of Law. Sri Krishna says that if you look at other snakes and serpents as well, he is Anant. We've talked about Anant previously. Sri Krishna says he is amongst aquatics, Varun, the ocean god. And then he is Aryama amongst the departed ancestors. And then finally, the Lord of Death, Yamraj. And to conclude, chapter 10, verse 30, holy time. Holy here, Holi, for the celebrations. Also because Sri Krishna mentions Prahlad, sitting amongst demons, born amongst demons. Prahlad, of course, as a great devotee. Sri Krishna is Prahlad. Holy at the same time also, Holy, time. Sri Krishna says that amongst things that control, he is time. More animals, he mentions he is the lion, and amongst birds, he is Garud. So again, a long list, only finite, brief here, but a long list out of a much longer, infinite list of everything that Sri Krishna is and represents. One more time, let's listen to these 5 verses.
Ashvatha sarva vrikshanam devarshinam cha naradaha gandharvanam chitrratha siddhanam kapilo munihi Uchchai shravasam ashvanam viddhimam amritodbhavam Airavatam gajendranam naranam cha naradhipam Ayudhanam aham vajram dhenunam asmi kamdhuka Prajanaschasmi kandarpaha Sarpanam asmi vasuki Anantaschasmi naganam Varuno yadasam aham Pitrinnam aryama chasmi Yamasanya matam aham Prahaladashchasmi detyanam Kalaha kalayatam aham Mriganam cha mrigendroham Vainateyascha pakshinam. So hope this helps you. Over to you, Gagan.
Yeah, thank you, Mummy. And in fact, final thing before we wrap up, if you had to go take a little picnic or get some solitary time, forgot to mention with the flyer, chapter 10, verse 26, people tree, we now know, of course, that is Sri Krishna. So under which special tree might you just find yourself as one word or yourself as 2 words and be free? We now know, of course, Sri Krishna says that in chapter 10, verse 26. Next time you take a walk, venture around, if you want to try and find a people tree, especially for those joining us from India, you might be able to consider that. We look forward to seeing you next time. That is Saturday, 17th February, 2024. Same time, 11 a.m. Central in USA and 10:30 p.m. at night in India. Till then, thank you so much. Study hard. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.